Good morning, beloveds. I did not wake up with my own voice today, but it seems to have mostly come back. So, yeah, I don't know whose voice it was this morning, but it was not mine. So, all right. Let's try to make sure that I got everything ready. And, yep. Okay. We are on Chapter 3 of Signs of My Text. We are on Part 2 of Chapter 3, Spirit. And we are starting on page 85 with the section, How We Understand Its Operation. The philosophy of applied metaphysics rests upon 2 or 3 very simple theoretical propositions. All invisible principles are theoretical, in that we cannot appraise them with our physical senses. We cannot weigh and measure them. Life, love, and beauty may be considered theoretical in that no one has ever seen them. We see only their manifestations, but because of such manifestation, we reason that the reality exists. Metaphysical work rests upon the theory that the universe is a thing of absolute intelligence, that this intelligence is self-existent. Spirit was not created. It was, is, and ever will be. We are compelled to assume that the actuality of an original creative energy and intelligence, before which nothing comes, God, the divine or universal life principle, or whatever we choose to call it, is an original, uncreated, changeless being. Not a being with parts, but being with potentialities. There is a vast difference. The present interpretation of the universe, according to one learned physicist, which might be Einstein, because we know that they're contemporaries, but we're not sure, is that of an infinite thinker, thinking mathematically. The infinite thinker is a spontaneous thinker. The infinite thinker thinks, and what follows is a sequence of law and order, of cause and effect. This is the mathematics. The infinite thinker in movement is principle. The being of the infinite thinker is pure spirit, and may be thought of in a sense which we but dimly comprehend as infinite or abstract essence of concrete personality, and the cause of all objective and subjective manifestation. To express this more simply, God thinks. As the result of God's thought, law is set in motion, or the thought moves as law in a field of cause and effect. Its movement is now mathematical. The only thing that is spontaneous is the creative thought itself, the contemplation of spirit. Sometimes you're like, wait, what? All right, next section. Ernest, what are you talking about? Next session. All right. Metaphysics and physics. The law of mind or spirit is not different from the laws of chemistry and physics. Metaphysics begins where physics leaves off. Everything is movement. Everything we can take hold of and analyze. All things in the physical world or the world of form are in a certain rate of vibration and are an effect. This is the result of an infinite thinker thinking mathematically. To reduce this proposition to the practical life of an individual, our belief is that anything the mind thinks, it can unthink. Apparently, I thought that was worth highlighting. Our belief is that anything the mind thinks, it can unthink. Therefore, by the law of cause and effect, we have produced unpleasant conditions. We should be able, by this same law, to produce an entirely different effect. Another principle, which is fundamental to our practice, is that not only that what is set in motion can be changed, but the truth known is demonstrated. The knowledge of truth and its demonstration is both simultaneous and instantaneous. Since we are dealing with that which is limitless, knowing no big and no little, the possibility of our demonstration rests not in the principle, but in our acknowledgement of and embodiment of it. The idea which we desire to experience. The saying of peace will not produce peace unless back of the word is a realization of the meaning of peace. So, in the simplicity of our own language, we try to convince ourselves of the reality of that for which we are treating, knowing that in such degree as we have an embodiment of the idea, it is thrown into mechanical field and must operate. Spirit is the power which knows itself. Whatever that power within us is, knows itself, constitutes a part of us, which is spirit or spiritual. To be self-conscious is to be a spiritual entity. Mind, in its self-conscious form, cannot be differentiated from spirit. Mind, in its subjective or subconscious state, is the law of spirit. A person is a spirit, while God is the spirit. A person is individual, while God is universal. But since the individual comes from and is the universal, it follows that a person is a little world within themselves. This is what Jesus meant when he said that people have inherent life within themselves. The meaning of inherent life is real life, creative life. No limit can be placed upon the spirit of humanity. It merges with the universal spirit, for the two are really one. God in us as we are in God. The same essence, the degree apparently different. The one finite, the other infinite. And since the infinite cannot come from the finite, it follows that the finite must come from the infinite. A little circle within the big circle. Metaphysically, we recognize the universal spirit as the source of all life and inspiration, an infinite self-knowingness which we grasp only in part, but which is ever available, since the infinite is omnipresent. The mind of people is an extension of the eternal mind or spirit, and the evolution is the unfolding of this everlasting mind or spirit through their thought. All right, what did I just read? I'm sorry. I'm trying to put a little more personality in the read. I can't not do this. Because now I'm feeling better, right? Basically, you can have as much as you believe you can, because everything is available to you. It's how much do you believe you deserve. And God doesn't judge how much you deserve. God is just going to hand it to you. It's up to you to believe how much you deserve. All right, next section. Only one mind. There is no such thing as your mind, my mind, and God's mind. There is only one mind in which we call, live, move. Oh, no, sorry. I added a letter. There is only one mind in which we all live, move, and have our being. I keep seeing that in quotes. It must be a Bible quote. Things are ideas in form. What else could they be? There is nothing from which to make things except ideas. In the beginning, we behold nothing visible. There is only an infinite possibility, a limitless imagination, a consciousness, the only action of this consciousness being idea. That which we call our subjective mind is, in reality, our identity in infinite mind. It is the result of our mental attitudes. It is our mental atmosphere or center in universal subjective mind, in which are retained all of the images, impressions, inherited tendencies, and race suggestions. We see then that our subjective mind is the medium through which experience comes to us. There is one first cause: spirit, soul, body, cause, medium, effect. The Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Just to be me, I'm going to say the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Ernest didn't put that in there. Not three gods, but the triune nature of the one God. The one cause. We think of spirit as absolute, self-conscious intelligence. We think of soul as receptive to intelligence, and the intelligence as always acting upon it. Spirit and soul Spirit and soul intersphere each other, and both have omnipresence. The spirit of the universe permits the soul of the universe, however, forever impregnating it with ideas. The soul of the universe is the holy womb of nature, producing the forms which appear in the manifest universe. The body of the universe is the result of thought of spirit operating through the medium of the soul. The spirit is absolute, positive Ernest. Okay. The spirit is the absolute positive intelligence. The soul is the offspring of the spirit, and the Holy Ghost is this, which is the law, or the body, is the servant of the eternal spirit throughout the ages. Spirit is absolute intelligence operating through the soul of receptive intelligence, impregnating it with divine ideas. Okay, I got one more section to go, but every now and again, Ernest makes up words. I'm pretty convinced he makes up words. And his grammar gets a little weird when he writes, so just bear with me. Okay. Last section. The personalness of God. We should think of God not only as principle, forever pushing forward into expression, but as an infinite person. In other words, if we merely think of an abstract principle and the mathematical law of cause and effect, we should lose all warmth and color. We should be very careful in abstracting the principle, not to forget the essence. Okay, that's in italics, emphasis. We should be very careful in abstracting the principle, not to forget the essence. There is something in the human mind which desires to think of God or spirit as person. Anything which has been in the human mind since time began, anything we are unable to erase from the human mind as a deep urge arises out of reality. Let us not forget that there is an inherent necessity for warmth and color. The universe is more than it's one of those words that I've read, and I'm not sure I've ever heard it pronounced. Irreducible law of cause and effect. Personality cannot emerge from a principle which does not contain the inherent possibility of personality. Emphasis, Ernest. In each one of us, to each one of us, through each one of us, something is personalized, and that which is personalized is personal to its own personification. Spiritual evolution should make the infinite not more distant, but more infinite. All right. So that is chapter 3. That is spirit. Tomorrow we're gonna work on to soul. But one of the things that they say that Ernest regretted when he wrote the Science of Mind text, and what he leaned into towards the end of his life, was he focused too much on the law and not enough on the love. And so, and right there, he's saying it. He's like, look, the focus of science of mind is there are principles. And if we know the principles, and if we align with the principles, and if we use the principles, then we can be far more effective at living a life that we want to live. That is the purpose of science of mind. That's why Ernest went, you know what? Jesus prays in a really specific way. Maybe we should try that. But he did get a little focused on the law, and people got a lot focused on the law, and they left out the love. But it's in there. It's in there when you dig it out. And he says, so while God is not a personality, the potentiality is there. And we don't want to forget the warmth and the color. So yes, we are focused on the law. Yes, we are focused on learning the principle. Yes, we are focused on learning how to align with and work with this. But don't forget the warmth and color. Don't forget the love. It's love that makes the world go round. Unless you're a Queen fan, and then it's Fat Bottom Girl. But we'll take that up at another time. So point B, okay? And so maybe that's one of the things that we can do as we're working our way through the Science of Mind text, is look for those little places where he did say, he at least alluded to the love if he didn't straight up say it. Because right there he did. So like I said, we'll start on chapter 4 tomorrow with the Spirit, and I'm sure it'll take me 2 or 3 readings to get through it. And I'm gonna, as my voice is getting better, I might try and insert a few more comments in to help with the reading, especially if I find something illuminating. So, yeah, I don't want to muddy the readings too much. Don't want to put too much commentary in it, especially if you're listening to it because you have to for a class. So, but yeah, there's that. All right, beloveds, I'm gonna wrap this up. So the housekeeping is, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I want to encourage you to look, follow us on social media. It's an easy way to support the center. If you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That's the constant contact email, and the hot links are hot. And if you want to know what's going on, or you can go to the website. It's creativelife.org. Okay. So, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a get this week started day, a go dance in the rain day, a stay out of the lightning day, a don't drive through high water day. We're getting a few more thunderstorms possibly. A enjoy the rain day, a grateful for the green and growing things day, a we got this day, a let's get this party started day. I mean, why not start the week off as a party, right? A good day, and if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right, beloveds, I'm going to wrap this up and remind you, Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. today. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.